Hello, it is Gomi. Yeah. This is gonna be a UFC fight night, and today is fight day. Apologies for the lateness of this. I'm not super hyped for this fight card, to be honest with you. I will still be watching it, but I am relatively hyped for the main event. But the thing about this is this will more than likely be a very fun fight, but it'll also probably be a very short fight. Hence why this will probably be a short video. We're going to be looking at the UFC Fight Night, Derrick Lewis versus Sergey Spivak, and we're going to be going over the main event. As I stated, this is probably going to be a short night because you have a Derrick Lewis fight. Now, that could go either both ways. It could either be a short night out for Derrick Lewis, or it could be a short night out for whoever his opponent is. There's no in between unless it's Daniel Cormier. Somehow he managed to take him to the third or fourth round. I can't remember. Whatever the case. Let's get into it and start breaking this fight down. Let's look at the tail of the tape. This is going to be a heavyweight showdown between Derrick the Black Beast Lewis. He is going to be 37 years of age, a record of 26-10. 21 KOs though. He is the record holder for most KOs in the UFC. Only people close to him, I believe, are Rumble Johnson and TRT Vitor Belfort. He's going to have one submission. He's going to be 6'3" in height, orthodox stance, a 79-inch reach advantage. He's going to have a takedown average of 0.60, aka non-existent. And then he has a significant strike accuracy, a very good one of 52.70%. That's actually good. But if you look across from him, and he's actually going to be the favorite at minus 175. I'll get into that in a moment. He has significant wins over Curtis Blades. That's actually the best win of this whole list. Chris Daukaus, Alexander Volkov, and Roy Nelson. Standing across the octagon from him is going to be Sergey Spivak. He's going to be 27 years of age, boasting a record of 15 wins, 3 losses, 7 KOs, 6 submissions. Oof. He's going to be 6'3" in height, orthodox stance as well, 78-inch reach disadvantage, a 4.09 takedown average, and at a significant strike accuracy of 63.64%. He is a plus 210 underdog. Ignore my graphic. He has significant wins over Augusto Sakai, Greg Hardy, Alexei Oleinik, forgive my pronunciation, and Tai Tuivasa. So, let's get into Lewis. Fighter psychology is very much a thing. It's been proven with fighters like Zhang Wei Li and George St. Pierre that their mental state could greatly impact the aspect of a fight. Derrick Lewis has a debuff. If you go and take him on his home turf, he will lose. His last losses pretty much were all in, I believe, Texas, where he's from. Against Pavlovich, I believe, as well too, Tuivasa, and of course Cyril Gane. I gotta check the Pavlovich fight. Yep, Texas. Second I saw it was Houston. He just can't fight in his hometown. It's bizarre. It's weird, but it probably makes sense. Now this isn't in Texas, thank goodness. It is going to be in Vegas. And I read a statistic, I don't know if it's accurate, did not fact check it, but apparently the Black Beast is undefeated in Vegas. And that is the sole reason why the odds are at negative 175. Sole reason. People are not looking at Sergey Spivak. He's a good fighter. You want to know who the only person Sergey Spivak has lost to in his last 7 fights? 6 fights? Allow me to show you. He's won almost every single one. There we go. He lost to Myson Tibera, but beyond that, that was in 2020. Since then, He's been on a rampage, only losing to one guy, my boy Tom Aspinall, who, if he didn't blow out his goddamn leg, honestly could be fighting for a championship right now, to be perfectly honest with you. Or he could be fighting for a number one contender spot. Tom Aspinall is amazing, probably one of the best fighters in the UFC, but he blew out his goddamn leg. Whatever the case is, that speaks volumes to Sergey Spivak that that's the only person he's lost to, and he has some quality wins, like Augusto Sakai, Tai Tuivasa. Granted, that was Tai Tuivasa before he got really good and went on his tear. Granted, we also don't know if that's Tai Tuivasa being really good or Tai Tuivasa just getting really lucky with these shots. I like to believe he's gotten really good because he put up a very good fight against Cyril Gane. Like, everyone is just ignoring that, and they're just, it's the Black Beast, it's Vegas, he's gonna win. But I will say, granted, there have been times where Lewis has snuck out wins where he probably should not have gotten that. Per example, Curtis Blaydes and Alexander Volkov, who are also very good fighters. Curtis Blaydes is the best fighter on this list by far. I think he's the best fighter out of Sergey, Lewis, and all the people they've beaten. Yet, somehow, Lewis got him. And it wasn't a lucky shot. He was looking specifically for that shot the whole fight. A mean uppercut when Curtis Blaydes went in for a very sloppy takedown. Took him out. Absolutely cleaned his clock. Derrick Lewis does have some pretty good skills. Like, for example, his bottom game is so good because he just negates all jiu-jitsu. He just decides jiu-jitsu and wrestling is not real, and he just stands up. That's a very important factor in this fight because Sergey Spivak is very good at taking fights to the ground. He had some beautiful trips against Greg Hardy. He ragdolled Greg Hardy, which is insane because Greg Hardy is a big heavyweight. I'm pretty sure in his boxing match just now, he weighed over 300 pounds. Sergey Spivak just cheered him like a punching bag, like a doll. He just tossed him around the arena, which was insane, and finished him with ground and pound. Sergey Spivak has skills. I don't think he's going to be able to hold down Derrick Lewis. I think he will take down Derrick Lewis, but he's going to get back up. The only person Lewis has not been able to get back up against is really DC, Daniel Cormier. But Daniel Cormier is one of the greatest, top 10 greatest MMA athletes of all time, so it makes sense that he's able to hold him down. Sergey Spivak is more than likely going to try to take it to the ground a few times, and Lewis is just going to stand up, and it's going to turn into a swing and bang. So it's really going to go down to who has the better boxing, who has the better striking aspect, the striking skills. Well, as we can see by my graphic, and as we can see by the UFC's graphic, while they do give Sergey Spivak on the graphic I have the edge in significant strikes, I'm almost certain this is across their whole career, and then this, what I'm looking at, is only on the UFC. I'm almost certain. The striking accuracy is pretty even, over a much bigger data pool. So Derrick Lewis has a 51% significant strike accuracy across 1,000 significant strikes, as opposed to half that for Sergey Spivak, which is proving Sergey is going to be the more accurate striker, but it's still fairly good on Lewis's part. The fact that he has such a high accuracy percentage for how often I just see him get up and just swing and bang. Look at the Tai Tuivasa fight. He just swung and bang. I will say, though, Lewis has lower significant strike defense, and Lewis's chin, that's something we really got to look at. His chin is not what it used to be because he's been knocked out in all of his last fights. His last fight, I didn't even see it because we were having issues with our totally legal stream, and then it completely cut out. And we're like, hey guys, wouldn't it be funny if once it cuts back in, Lewis is knocked out? Everyone's laughing. Yeah, it'd be hilarious. Kicks back and he's knocked out. I don't have a lot of faith in Derrick Lewis's chin, to be honest with you. I have faith in his fist. He absolutely can KO Sergey Spivak. And as much as I'm trying to argue for Sergey Spivak being the better fighter and being the more technical fighter, a lot of it when it comes to Lewis is just a puncher's chance, and the best puncher's chance out of anyone. He has dynamite in his hand. Curtis Blaydes straight up said that he got hit harder by Lewis than he did Ngannou. I don't know about that because we've seen Ngannou's KOs. We've seen how vicious they are. Now let's get to Sergey Spivak a little bit. As I've stated, he has very good takedowns, very good trips. He's very good at getting it to the ground. We saw this, like I said, against a guy like Greg Hardy and how he just brutalized the man. He just ragdolled him and tossed around the whole arena like nothing. We've also seen him take out Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa, again, I believe is a really good takedown shot, got to the ground. But the main thing is he just outbeat him. He just power punched his way out. Sergey Spivak, not nearly as hard to hit as Derrick Lewis. He still hits pretty freaking hard. He's got a very clean 7 KOs amongst 15 wins. Almost half of his wins are KOs. What about the other half? They're virtually submissions. This guy is a finisher. Could he finish Derrick Lewis via submission? Possibly. Could he finish him via KO? Absolutely. All I know with this fight is your best lock is it doesn't go the distance. It will not go the distance. I almost guarantee you, almost always across all of my picks and bets, the one that I trust the most is this fight not going to the distance. That was right there, some voodoo curse that just made the fight go to the distance, by the way. So bet the house on that. No, I'm kidding. I don't think the fight's not gonna go the distance. I honestly lean more towards Sergey Spivak, though. If you want to place a bet, I lean towards Sergey Spivak because Lewis has shown and proven to me that his chin is no longer reliable. His chin has just been blitzed by the likes of Tai Tuivasa, Cyril Gane. The fact that Cyril Gane knocked out Lewis is pretty impressive because Cyril Gane does not, and especially in that fight, truly go for knockouts. He is not a guy who goes for knockouts. He went for a knockout against Tai Tuivasa, and that's why you had an amazing fight. He actually really wanted to get the finish there, and it shows. No matter what he says, that was really one of the only times where he truly wanted to finish. I don't think he wanted to finish in the Lewis fight, to be honest with you. But he got it because Lewis's chin is shot. But I could absolutely see Lewis just going out there, blitzing, throwing haymakers, and he could catch Sergey Spivak, and he could finish him. That is absolutely something that could happen. He did get knocked out round 1 against my boy Aspinall. But again, my boy Aspinall is really, really good. Other than that, yeah, I got KO'd by Walt Harris. Yeah, like I said, it's a puncher's chance. I think the odds should go with Sergey as a slight favorite. But just no matter what, if you're betting on this, just bet inside the distance. Well, let me guys know what you think of the fight. Let me know how you enjoy the fight. It's actually on in about 4 or 5-ish hours for me. So you guys have a good one. Enjoy it. This has been Gomi. Bye-bye.